Hello, my name is Caroline and welcome to the Caroline Live Show, Project Ideas with Caroline. If you are online, say hello in the comments field and I will say hello back to you. And we have on the line today, I think Raj left his comment earlier. We have Walter from Germany. Walter's a regular on the show. Hi, Walter. And we have William Towning. Hello from Sheffield, UK. Hello, are you a Magpie reader? I'll talk about Magpie in this episode a little bit. So anyway, so thank you everybody for joining the show. Hopefully you can hear me just fine. And we're going to jump right into this after I do housekeeping. All right, let's go into housekeeping. Oh, hello, Paul Dunn. He will make an appearance in this show later. I have a special guest star today. All right, housekeeping. We do this show every Thursday at 3 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Pacific, and I think 8 o'clock British Summer Time or Greenwich Mean Time. This is a place of positivity. We're going to be positive during this show. And last but not least, please mute your Amazon Echo device or wear headphones or turn down the volume or whatever you need to do, as I will say the wake word for her during this show. And if you're on speaker, I might trigger your device. All right, so hi Sam from Taiwan, and hi Billabong Productions. All right, so thank you everybody for joining the show today. What are we going to talk about today? All right, here's the agenda. I'll give you my updates from last week. I have 2 Raspberry Pi projects today. We're going to talk about her. Okay, hopefully everybody's muted their device. We're going to talk about, I've got a project about Alexa, then we're going to talk about Alexa Live, which is a free conference coming up. I'll give you the link. And then as a Wildcard project, I've got an adafruit project I thought was super cool that I'm going to talk about. And then, of course, I'll reveal next week's video. If you're new to my channel, I release a new tech tutorial every Tuesday at noon Eastern. And then Thursdays at 3 o'clock, we do the live show. And all right, Paul, hello, Walter. Great to be today's guest star. Yes, okay. So let's jump into this. Updates from last week. This week, Tuesday, I released Raspberry Pi Status Light Indicator. It's a work from home hack. And here, this is it. And basically, actually, I'm going to go over to my Chrome browser. Basically, here's the video. And basically, there is a way for you to change the light color. So this is, hopefully y'all can see this. It's hard to see with the camera. And then there's red. So you can change the color to red. Hopefully y'all can see that. And then there's yellow and blue and pink and everything. So anyway, so I made a way for you to be able to change the color of this light. This is a Raspberry Pi 0W and a light diffuser and a unicorn hat, and it's a really cool project. And of course, here is the video, and here is. There is a siren going by. It's a little bit distracting right now. Sorry. Okay. I got a really good question about this project this week, and I said, hey, I'm going to hold off answering your question until we get to this live show, and then we can kind of discuss it as a group. So hopefully my regulars here, y'all have watched this video. Y'all know what this status light is all about. And now I want to talk about the question that came up. And let's go back over to the PowerPoint. The question that came up was, could I have done this with Alexa? You know, i.e. set my status to busy instead of going to the website. Could I have changed this color by commanding Alexa instead? And that was a really good question, because when I started playing around with this project, fiddling around with this project, I wondered the same question. And I sat down for a few hours with my Alexa and the way that we code Alexa skills. And if you're not familiar with Alexa skills is basically an app you can write for your Alexa. And there are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of publicly available skills out there that you could enjoy. And I talk about this on my show every week. But anyway, you can write your own custom skill that's either only available to yourself, or you can submit it to Amazon, see if you can get it approved. And if it's approved, then it goes to everybody. So it was a really interesting question. Could I have used Alexa instead of having to go to this website to change the color of the light on my Raspberry Pi Zero W with unicorn hat? And so let's go over and take a look at the code here. And when I say the code, there is code that, there's a script, there's a Python script that runs on the Raspberry Pi. I'm talking about the HTML code that is the backend to this website. It's a local website. If you look at the website, it's a local website hosted on my computer. My computer and this are on the same network, and that's how it works. I'm making a local API call. And then there is, I'll say Scott Brown. Hi, Caroline. I tried to buy you a coffee last week after the live show, but I could not find you on Buy Me Coffee. You may want to add yourself. Oh, thank you so much, Scott Brown. I really appreciate that. I am not on Buy Me a Coffee, but thank you. Thank you for offering. I really appreciate that. Anyway, I do this show for free. I do this show for a little bit of ad revenue here on YouTube. So thank you very much. Anyway, so if you want to go and look at the code behind the website of the Status Light website, it's right here. It's on my GitHub page. So if you go to Caroline Dunn, GitHub page, Unicorn Busy Server, HTML, then you can go to status.html, and that's the HTML code on here. And so the way this works is this is a local API call. That means that everything is within my own network. And basically it's making an API call to, I've coded this for green, red, blue, pink, whatever colors. And essentially when I tried to go over and do this on Alexa, it wouldn't take it because it needed to have a real IP address, not a local IP address. Because the way that you code Alexa skills is you have to have a Lambda on the back end, an AWS Lambda function on the back end in order for it to work. It would not, I did try, just for the heck of it, I did try to put in my local IP address, and it did not work, unfortunately. So very sad, but with Lambda, and if you're trying to write an Alexa skill, it does do API calls. You can have it call out to an API, but it has to be a real IP address, not your personal IP address on your network at home. The other thing I wanted to note about this is that AWS is for the Lambda function. If you do try to go through and do this, the other way I could have done this is I could have done, I guess, port forwarding or something. I don't do port forwarding. That's just a personal thing for me. I just feel that I don't trust the security behind doing a port forward. I don't want to open up my network to the world here, especially I am in a very densely populated location. So a lot of people can see my network name where I live. So I don't do port forwarding, but yeah, that could have potentially been a way to work around this to get a real IP address and to be able to do this. So long answer to, hey, could I have commanded this with an Alexa is technically yes, if you're doing port forwarding and you figure all that out and then you write a Lambda function for it, you could have done it, but since I didn't want to port forward, I did not complete that part of the project. So anyway, if anybody wants to be brave enough to do that, check that out, do that, let me know how it goes. But I hope you really enjoyed the project for this week. It took a really long time for me to do it, and so please do check it out if you haven't done so already. I will put the link in the description right here, and here you go. This week's video, work from home, and so please do enjoy. Okay, next, let's talk about, there was a bonus video posted this week. I usually don't do a video on Saturday, but I made an exception. And here is the exception. I did a how to live stream from a Canon EOS M50. Without the capture card. So if you're wondering how I used to do my live shows, when we first started with this whole pandemic stuff and I started doing this live show, I bought this capture card. They're all sold out now. It's really hard to get one. And I used to use my really old camcorder because that was the only thing that worked with it. And I felt like the quality was really terrible. I mean, the colors were just, okay. Anyway, fortunately, Canon has released some free beta software, so it's kind of use at your own risk, and they've released it for Mac and PC. And basically, I've turned my Canon M50, which is a mirrorless camera, into my webcam, and I'm streaming on it right now. So hello, this is my Canon M50, and I thought it would be useful. A lot of us are working from home. A lot of us are trying to have really good quality as we're live streaming. Even just if you're doing conference calls, you wanna put your best foot forward, and thus I have put out that video. So if you're interested in that video, that was launched last Saturday, and I will put the link right here, and so please do enjoy that video. Okay, next on the agenda is every week I give a 3D printer update. I did not plan on doing a 3D printer update every single week on this show, but it's kind of turned into this saga now. Basically, I was 3D printing face shields in the fight against COVID, arming our healthcare workers with face shields. I volunteered with Atlanta Beats COVID. And then I printed so many face shields. I printed 129 face shields, and I used to have an ANET A8, and that thing kind of died, after printing 120, after 2.5 years of use and printing 128, however many face shield frames that I did. So I bought a new printer, and I printed 16 face shields, and then the temperature could not stabilize. I checked the thermistor and everything. It's a defective printer, basically. So I am in a tussle with the Tronxy folks to try to get my money back. They have promised me that there is movement on this. So the update is they have promised me a new printer, but they haven't actually sent it to me. So we will see how this goes. But yeah, so far, no new printer, but they've promised me a new printer. They are talking to me now. Probably mostly because I produced a YouTube video about my printing problems. All right, moving on. Any questions? Oh, by the way, I forget to say this at the beginning of every episode here, but if you have any questions about any of my old projects, please do let me know. I do try to answer them, or if you have any questions about Raspberry Pi or Alexa, please put them in the comments field, and I will try to get to them as I can. But I do have, a lot of content, because I don't want to just sit here and be like, hey, what are you talking about? So, but I want this to be interactive. Okay. All right. So MagPi issue 94. That is the current issue. That is the June 2020 issue. It's right here. Let me change this thing. So I was able to purchase 3 copies of this magazine, and it's because I am in this magazine, and I'm right here. This is the table of contents. Woohoo! I think a lot of you guys already knew this. I think that I did see a lot more people joining this show since I became featured in the MagPi magazine, and I'm on page 84 and 85. And here we go. This is my article. So anyway, it wouldn't have been possible without everybody subscribing and watching Caroline's channel here, and that's why they picked me to be featured in the MagPi magazine, is because all of you subscribed and liked my videos. So thank you very much. This is a dream come true. I'm so happy about this. This is a dream come true, being in the MagPi magazine. So anyway, thank you, y'all. Okay, so yes, anyway, I'm in issue 94. Woohoo! Okay, moving on, let's talk about Raspberry Pi projects. And I've got 2 this week that I'm going to show you. And this one is a plant watering system. So basically, they took an aquarium water pump, they hooked it up to a Raspberry Pi with a hat that has a relay on top of it. That's what powers the little aquarium pump, and there's some sort of humidity sensor or water sensor, and when the water gets low, it waters the plant. And this is great for all of us plant killers out there. We love plants, but maintenance isn't really our thing. I thought about this project because this week I did have to throw away one of my plants, unfortunately. I think I had it for about 6 years. I've had it for a really long time. But anyway, one of my plants died this week. I'm sure I'm not the best plant caretaker ever that you've ever met. So anyway, I was like, I need to do this project. So I'm really thinking about doing this project. I have started working on, I did buy the aquarium pump. And let's check this out. So this is the link. I'll give y'all I'm going to copy paste the link into the field here. Tell me what you think about this project. Has anybody done an automatic watering system? And how did it go? And did it work? And did you do it on Raspberry Pi or did you do it on Arduino? Because I could see doing it on either one, maybe. I don't know. Let me know. But here is the project in a nutshell. This one is specific to watering a bonsai tree. I think you could really water anything. And so the parts, I don't think they went over all of the parts. I think you need a few more parts in this. So there is an Explorer hat, there is a water pump, jumper wires, and their Raspberry Pi in order to do this project. So I have on order, it is on its way to me, the submersible water pump. I think I can, and it does not have the water sensor either listed on here, but I think you need some sort of water sensor. And then I think I do have some sort of hat relay that I can use. So anyway, I'm thinking about doing this project. Tell me what you think if you would like to see this project on my channel. And it is a Python code. Oh, this is really cool. There's a plant water dashboard where it tells you can look to see as the water, what the water level is in a nice graph format. I thought that was awesome. So anyway, tell me what you think about this project and if you'd like to see me do this project on my channel. And if you've killed any plants or if you've kept any plants alive because you have a Python watering Raspberry Pi watering thing. All right, y'all are quiet now. Okay. All right, so moving on then, let's go back to that. So that's project number 1 in Raspberry Pi this week. Next, let's talk about the Element 14 contest. So last week I mentioned that I had entered the Element 14 contest. It was open to women, and there was a top 10 winners. I'm one of 10 winners in this contest. Yay, that is me in the far left bottom row there. Woohoo! But what I've committed to for now, at least, is featuring at least one of the other women who won every single week. So last week I featured the grand prize winner, the one with the biggest picture, the color picture. And this week I wanted to feature Lorraine Underwood and her project. Her project was a landline phone hack. And if you look at the picture here, what she's taken is she bought a real landline phone. And she actually bought 2 of them and then took it apart, reverse engineered it, put a Raspberry Pi in each phone. And now within her home, she can call the other phone in her home through Raspberry Pi. What do y'all think? Okay, so I'm going to show you the project and her project right here. And I'm also going to copy and paste the link, and y'all can check this out on your own. Okay. And so if you want to watch the video, so I've watched the video now. I don't know if y'all can hear this. I think y'all can sort of hear this. I don't really know. But anyway, so here's the phone that she's using. Okay, and it's not a real rotary dial. It is actually a touchpad. Okay, so each of the phones. So she takes apart the phone here, and then this is really cool. This took a really long time. So she puts LEDs, resistors, hooks it up to the keypad, and then she gets out a little chart and she figures out which wire is connected to which wire and how she can when pressing a button, what does it actually do? Okay, so this is the reverse engineering part of it. And so she's got a little LED so she knows which wire means what, when she presses a button. All right, so she, figures all that out, and then she puts in, I guess, a little speaker or something like that. And then she gets out her Raspberry Pi. She's doing this in Python code, I believe. She's running a little phone test here, and essentially, long story short, she's got a little code running, and essentially, she installs a Mumble server. Anybody heard of a Mumble server before? Let me know. So she's monitoring. That's how she monitors each Pi, and then you can see it on this Mumble server that she has installed. And so, long story short, she goes through all of this, and now the phones can now talk to each other. They now are equipped with Raspberry Pis on the inside, and then they can call each other within their home. So, what do y'all think? Y'all are quiet today. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So, I watched the whole project. Congratulations, Lorraine Underwood, for being a top 10 winner in the Element 14 contest. I did want to feature you today, but I also wanted to think through, when I look at these projects and I'm considering which projects to feature on my channel or which tutorials to do, I think about how I would have gone about doing this project. Essentially, she wanted to make a home intercom system. And I started thinking, how would I make a home intercom system? All right. Any suggestions? Anything out there? So y'all know I'm big on, I have all these Alexas in my home. And so I was thinking maybe I could do the same thing with Alexa. So I am going to switch over, and I wanted to do this in a visual way where y'all could see this on your screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my phone view, and y'all can see my phone. I've got my phone hooked up, and I'm going to start up the Alexa app on my phone. And so if you have an Alexa, this is something you can do. Okay, Scott Brown, megaphone. That's how you would do this project in your home. Okay, so I'm going to do communicate. And then there's this drop-in feature. And I'm going to drop in on my kitchen Echo Show. And let's see what happens there. And there is me. Oh, Danielle says, hi, Caroline. Hi, Danielle. And then I am now dropping in on my phone. Hello, there's somebody at my kitchen Echo Show. Who could that be?
Hey, Caroline.
I don't know if y'all can hear this or not. That's Paul Dunn, and that is my cat. This is Cosette, my cat. So happy birthday, Paul. Today is Paul's birthday. Happy birthday to Paul.
And if you have a cat and a 3D printer, you can print toys. You never have to buy a cat toy again.
Meow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Paul. And thank you for watching this show. All right. I'm going to say goodbye now. All right. I'm going to hang up. All right. And that was my kitchen Echo Show. So that was me doing Lorraine's project with an Echo Show and my phone instead. Okay, let's see. Jonathan Suggs. Okay, so I don't want to skip over these comments. Okay, Daniel says you can already call Alexa devices on my account. Yes, that's true. Jonathan Suggs says, I think you might need to streamline your connection if you are using Wi-Fi by possibly hooking up to a LAN port somewhere. LOL, or tone down the resolution on your camera due to the computer stream slow. Slow, looks like you're in slow motion. Okay, let's see. okay, so I'm looking at this. It says I have good internet here. Okay. Anybody else seeing a problem? All right. Let's see. KB says happy birthday. Dan says happy birthday, Paul. Jonathan says, no, we can't hear any audio from your computer. Adderall says, I can't pronounce your name, says happy birthday, Paul. Jonathan, happy birthday. Stay safe and stay healthy. Okay, Jonathan, hopefully you can hear me again. Okay, but anyway, so I have done the Intercom project without a phone or I use my iPhone and without a Raspberry Pi using my Echo Show. So anyway, so drop-in is one of the features. You can also call other people with Echoes. And you can actually use your Echo to call a actual landline phone. You can say dial and give them a phone number, and it will dial that phone number as well. I don't know if that's in every country or how that all works and everything, but here in the US, if you give it a 10-digit phone number, it will dial that phone number, and that phone will ring. So that's pretty cool. Google, if you have a Google Home, it will do the same thing as well. And actually, Google allowed that feature before Amazon did, but this was years ago. They can both do that now. So if you need to call somebody, if you want to do a video chat, and if you need to do if you want to do a video chat, you can do that through Alexa. If you have if you have one of those screen devices. Anyway, and you can do it from your phone. So anyway, I've done a whole bunch of videos about this on my channel. It's called Managing Multiple Alexas. It's a series of, I think, 6 or 7 videos I've done. So check that out on my channel if you haven't already seen that. And I do a couple ones. I do one, where just 2 shows are calling each other. I do one where we're just working on drop-ins and you're just dropping in on different phones. And then if you're worried about privacy and security, I've done 2 videos for Alexa on privacy and security and 1 on Google Home and how to make sure that you are safe. Jonathan says, I can hear you fine. It's the capture card or the screen share that I cannot hear. Okay, yeah, that is kind of a problem. Sorry, I'm on my Mac today, and yeah, the volume's turned down really low. Sorry about that. So let's see. Okay, moving on. So that was my Alexa project for this week, was to demo drop-ins for you and how to use it as a home intercom system. All right, but the next thing I want to announce about Alexa is a free conference about Alexa is coming up on July 22nd. Okay, I'm not an employee of Amazon. I'm not paid to promote their stuff here, but I want to bring you guys the best projects and things that you can do for free without really selling anything, for the most part, on stuff that's available to you. And essentially, this is a conference. It's a virtual conference on July 22nd. There are 3 tracks: skill development, talked about that; device development, that is making gadgets that are either Alexas on their own, or you can make a gadget that talks to an Alexa. Talked about that on my channel. If you search for gadgets on my channel, you'll see I've made a few gadgets even from a Raspberry Pi. And then development services, where you can hire a consultant, or how to go about, if you're not the developer, creating Alexa stuff. And if you can't make it, if you're busy on July 22nd, you can still register, and then they'll send you all of the links to all of the videos for that day, and you can watch it at your leisure. So if you would like that login or that URL, I'm going to copy paste it into the chat field, so y'all can see that. If you're interested in this, and it's totally free for anybody to join. So July 22nd. I'm going to go switch over to Chrome here for a second. So this is the website that the link I just dropped will take you to, and it gives you a lot more information about what's included in this free conference, and all the speakers, and the schedule, and the tracks, and all that good stuff. Now, I did attend virtually last year, and if you're interested in how it went last year, I have a little recap from 2019. And it was their first year of doing Alexa Live last year, and so I've got a whole write-up. There's a ton of stuff in here about Alexa Live and what it was covered. So if you want to know what happened, there you go. And I will put that link, I'll drop that link also into the chat field. and that way you have it. All right, so tell me what you think. Anybody interested in going to this now that I've talked about it on my channel? Let me know. Okay, Jonathan says, I use 3 Alexa dots in my room and have them all set up together as a multi-room speaker setup and have basically a virtual surround sound music player due to them all playing in sync. It's pretty cool. That's a great idea. Okay, yeah, that is the true surround sound, or actually not true surround sound. That is an interesting new way of doing surround sound. Very nice. And yeah, there is multi-room music, and that is something you can do on your app. And you can say, hey, you could say, hey, Alexa, play music everywhere, and it plays it on all of your devices. So that is a great use of the Alexa. We should try that sometime. All right, and I think I did cover that. There is, if you look at my channel, I think I did do a whole video on multi-room music or multi-room sync or something like that. So I have talked about that. So hopefully you watched that video or you just figured that out on your own. Okay, next, moving on. Alexa Live. Anybody going to the conference, let me know. I've registered. I will be there. Okay, so this is my bonus project for this week. And it is a Black Lives Matter protest sign. And maybe this is hitting a little bit closer to home for me than everybody else. I live in Atlanta. That's not a secret. I've revealed that on this show multiple times. And we have been, in the middle of a lot of national news because there was a police shooting last weekend of somebody. So anyway, there are protests here in Atlanta every single day, I think now, and they do come by my where I live or my building. So anyway, this is a video. I actually turned it into a GIF so that y'all could see this. This is a video I shot of a protest going by my building. So back to the actual project. So the project is. This is from Adafruit. This is, I think, a 64 by, let me look at the Chrome here. So this is a 64 by 32 RGB LED matrix and a Circuit Python and an Adafruit Feather. And they go through how they coded this and where to get the names of everybody on here, and then it just keeps on cycling through around and around. It would be much simpler if you are going to go protest somewhere, if depending on what side you're on, and we're all entitled to our opinions here, but obviously it'll be a lot easier to go out and buy a piece of poster board and get some markers and write your protest on a piece of cardboard. But I thought that this was really an interesting way of taking technology and integrating it with your protest. Now, the truth is that most of these protests that I see are during the day. There are a few midnight protests here and there. Is it going to show up? Is your sign going to show up? Your LED matrix going to show up in the daytime? Not nearly as well as opposed to the nighttime. So anyway, the practicality of this project, I don't really know, but I just thought this was a really, really cool project, and I wanted to feature that on my channel. Adafruit has taken a position in the whole Black Lives Matter and the whole protesting situation, and of course, this month is Gay Pride Month, yay! So anyway, I just wanted to feature that as my Wildcard project this week, and I think this is really cool. So tell me what you guys think, and let me get back to my project here. Let's see. Okay, Jonathan says it doesn't work in that sense. You have to set them up into a speaker group and just say play music off surround sound or whatever it's called, and then it'll play them in sync. Just because they don't see each other as Wi-Fi speakers in the Wi-Fi multi-room setup has it as. So you kind of have to basically trick the system a little bit, but it's not hard once you get the hang of it. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. All right, great job. So anyway, tell me what you think about the projects I presented. I look at a lot of projects, and I pick out what I consider the best timely, useful projects, and I present them on the show. And that's basically what this show is. And that is basically everything I have for today. So if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to sign off for today, and I'll see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock. Oh, I almost forgot. I always forget these things. Okay, so yeah, of course, I end the show with what is next week's video. So on Tuesday, I will post another video. It is a Teams status light tutorial. It is really, really similar to the project I showed you at the very beginning of this episode, which was taking a Raspberry Pi Zero W, and then, where is this? Okay, taking a Raspberry Pi Zero W, getting a unicorn hat, putting lights on here, but this time, instead of using a website that's local to your network, you're actually using Microsoft Teams. And now, if you are in Microsoft Teams, you can, once you change your status on Teams, so you'd have to be a Microsoft Teams user in order to do this project. So, but it is really, really similar to the other project, but you'd have to be. You would also, the other limitation that I did not put on the video is that you have to, there's a multi-tenant thing you've got to sign into, and if you don't have admin rights, or if your admin is turned off being able to sign into a multi-tenant, the project won't work. So anyway, so good luck with with doing the Teams status light tutorial, but just to let you know, that is the video that is coming out next Tuesday. All right, so that is my project. All right, thank you so much for watching. Scott Brown says bye and thank you. Thank you, Scott Brown. Thanks for watching Project Ideas with Caroline, and this was Caroline Live. All right, I'll see you next week, 3 o'clock Thursday. Bye.